Bring a light to the dark. We posted up out of park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. We bringing light to the dark. We posted up out of park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. Judah a lion. In Bethel we learned to Zion when our father fell asleep on the rock. Now we consider wide awake when we don't sleep on the rock. So still be snoozing and stone the builders refusing. Came back around just to bruise them. I wonder who can get through to them. No one but the spirit. So I wrapped a couple letters in packages like a lyric. They distracted cause they heard we the actual people living. They counteract with conjecture. We battle axes and menaces. Limitless, it's a whole vibe. Me and my brothers come together like a whole tribe. Bashamayim, while my artists keep your soul tied to the Father through commandments till your soul rise. Lord knows. We bring a light to the dark. We posted up out of park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. We bringing light to the dark. We posted up out of park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. Maybe mix a few drinks, take a sip. That bottle is for the fathers that never got to be here. We live in prophecy clear. We walk in obvious field. We see in Joshua trees. That water salty in here. That's why we hardly can breathe. Our mental foggy in here. The Father gon' have to burn it. These demons lofty in here. Yo. Don't trip, every place that your soul's hit. Know that you're gonna be ruling these nations, don't quit. He who endures, he has faith. And he who retreats, he lacks patience. Remedial black faces, couldn't walk the line like Jack Chases. Blind leading blind, now that's Mason. Stop following base men. Keep this living from in front of me. I don't wanna hear them words come because of me. I pray for grace to appear in the spirit just to come to me. Until then I'm moving humbly, Lord knows. We bring a light to the dark. We posted up out of park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. We bringing light to the dark. We posted up out of park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast.
Passover. It's the season of holy convocations. Leviticus 23 and 4. Moses commanded the elders of Israel, strike blood across the door. The Passover, time to purge out the leavening and let the blood shine bright. Cause the first sons born of Israel was saved that night. 1 Corinthians chapter 5. Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawah Shai. Luke 22 and 7 says that that day must be fulfilled and the Passover must be killed. Now the Passover is holy and kept in honor, so you must be clean. The Most High covers that in Numbers 9:6-13. Loins girded strong, staff in your hand. You must be haste and eat. Be sure those boots strapped tight and fast on your feet. Get rid of all the malice and wickedness in your heart. Be sincere to the word when you're breaking that bread apart. The Most High didn't come for the whole world, but Israel instead. Let's come together united in Yahawah and break this bread.
To the dark, we posted up out of park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. We bringing light to the dark. We posted up out of park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast.
and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers.
Saturdays, we be out teaching on corners. We be out speaking to corners, hoping to bring a few fish to the Adawan. We be out teaching in Babylon. A lot of these niggas can't phase us. A lot of these brothers we speaking to wanna bring kingdom to white-again nations. And we just want reparations. And we just wanna see Esau in chains. Half of you niggas saw Django in chain. Half of you niggas saw Toya a slave. Still wanna say the oppressor. This is a cut, keep it a buck. None of my brothers is keeping it shut. Open the book and we bringing them cuts. Every baby we bringing them up. Elevation, we teaching them what? The Bible is prophecy, look in the book. The Bible is prophecy, look in the book. We've been in looking at pages. Now we can see that it's talking to me. Now we can see that it's talking to we. Posted up, deep, bringing water for free.
My brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers.
Saturdays, we be out teaching them corners. We be out teaching the corners, teaching them put something through on your borders. Saturdays, we be out teaching them corners. We be out teaching the corners, through on your borders. Saturdays, we be out teaching the corners. We be out teaching the corners, teaching them put something through on their borders. Saturdays, we be out teaching them corners. We be out teaching the corners, teaching them put something through on their borders. Saturday, we be out teaching them corners. We be out teaching the corners, teaching them put something through on your borders. Saturday, we be out teaching them corners.
Call Yahawah Shimmy outside.
Feel like I can see the future. It's real black like Martin Luther. One eye that never closes. A pyramid made of poses.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, we're the Anointed House of Saints. All right, we were supposed to introduce the brother, but I brought him on the screen by accident. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? All right, and we the Anointed House of Saints. First and foremost, giving all honor and glory to Yahawah by Shimmy Awashai. On another segment of Thursday Night Live. All right, I'm your brother Judah.
Hey, and I'm your brother Jonathan.
And look, we got a special guest in the building, man. Introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Elder Zaaqan, located here in the state of North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, associated with Yahawah's camp.
That's right. All right. This, when I met this brother, I met him through Jonathan, and as soon as he met me, he put me on the line to read. That was funny, right? The first day, you know what I'm saying? He gonna put you to work. You know what I'm saying? All praise to the Most High.
That's right.
You know, been very instrumental in both of our lives. You know what I'm saying?
All praises, man.
You know what I'm saying? And he's actually one of our elders, one of the elders of Anointed House of Saints. This is who we go to for counsel, as well as another brother that's in his camp, Priest Zaaqan, Elder Zaaqan. He's also one of our elders. This is our who we go to for counsel. You know, we need any advice or anything, how to run an organization. This is who we go to. But you know, Elder Zaaqan, man, he's special, man. He's not only has he been teaching for years, right? He was in the original One West, but he's also an historian. He's the head historian and the scribe for the Mashra Yasharallah, which is the government of Israel, right? And he's also a award-winning author, man. You know what I'm saying? Has a plethora of books, man. You know what I'm saying? And we'll show you a little bit of that in a minute. But the first thing I want to do, because, you know, as educated as he is, you know what I'm saying? as talented as he is, this brother don't play on these streets, man. So I'm gonna have to show y'all a little something, and we'll get back to it. All right, 1 second.
What the brother's trying to
Hey,
say
Con,
in Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter. The people that's on the sign right here, the so-called black man, all the way down to the Mexican, we make up 12 tribes that make up one nation. Okay, and it's a damn shame, like the brother been saying all damn day long. Okay, listen, let me say this, right? This is a perfect example, okay, of Christianity, a brain on Christianity right here. Okay, like the brother was saying, and he was bringing it out beautifully to the person, okay, it's all about your nationality. Okay, it ain't got a damn thing to do with your damn religion and love. That's what got the people on the sign, okay, in trouble in the first damn place. Okay, the so-called white man, woman, and child is your natural born enemy. Okay, whether or not you black men and black women, you Hispanics, okay, want to admit that or not. Okay, the reason why this brother's going around and talking about love, that's Christianity, man. That's what got us in trouble in the first damn place. You understand what I'm trying to say, brother? Okay, the same goes for today as well, too. Now, the people that's on the sign right here make up one nation. Okay, and that's the nation of Israel. When you read the Bible, you can't find in the Bible where the Most High says that he loves every damn body. Christianity, Roman Catholicism, okay, Seventh-day Adventist, being a Muslim, and whatever the hell he was talking about, okay, you can't go in the Bible and you can't find that thing. But when you go in the Bible, yeah, exactly. When you go in the Bible, you find laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, and to this very day, give me Hosea 4:6, and to this very day, okay, our people have broken those commandments, okay? We must return ourselves back to the Most High in these last days. Our people have broken every single commandment that's in this Bible. The only thing that we're trying to do is draw you back to the Most High before he come back and destroy this damn place.
Okay? Man, get the hell away from that, brother. Don't insult us, man. Okay? That's a clear insult. Go to the damn corner, man. Okay? Before you get smashed. All right? That's a damn insult. You want to try to hand a brother, okay, that piece of garbage y'all be talking, man. Don't do that, man. Stop it. Don't do that tonight, man. Okay? Go in the corner, man. Come on. And thy thoughts shall be established. The Most High said his thoughts going to be established. Okay? Because a lot of times you Europeans, what you're going to find out is that the Most High ain't playing games. Okay? You can play and you can smile all you damn want to, but you're going to have to pay for what the hell your forefathers did. That's okay? Right. Your time is up. Okay? The show is just about to be up, man. The days of Happy Days and Fonzarelli and Andy Griffin and the damn Brady Bunch is just about to be over, man. The damn Bulls suck any damn way, man. Okay? This place is just about to be up, man. Okay? Come on.
Con.
All praises. Sometimes you got to have a little fun with Esau to get your point across.
Hey, Judy, you on mute.
Salakia, all praise to the Most High. I was saying, one thing Elder Zaaqan gonna do, he gonna tell the truth and he gonna tell a joke about Esau and have somebody out there laughing. That's one
right.
thing he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
We definitely appreciate the elder for coming on. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna ask him a couple of things about the original One West. We got some special stuff we put together in the background. You know what I'm saying? He helped us with. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, you brothers keep doing. Hey, listen, you brothers keep doing what you're doing, man. Y'all brothers doing a great job. I don't have anything, other than but respect, for you brothers, man. You brothers continue. I know both of you personally, and I got a different relationship with both of y'all, so I have nothing but honor and respect, for the both of y'all brothers, man. Y'all brothers keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
All praises, man.
Hey, and y'all, I got a precept for you too.
Okay, Con, and y'all in the chat, man. I don't want y'all to be sitting here quiet. If y'all got a question, put it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? He said he's open for it. You know what I'm saying? If JavaScript comes in the doggone comments, and we're gonna ignore him tonight. If he just so happens to hit the link with an elder on the line, then we just gonna let him get cut up. But right, we're gonna ignore him though. So definitely ask questions. Make sure you know what I'm saying. You are talking in the chat, man. So go ahead and bring out your precept, King. Or matter of fact, I'll read it for you. What you want?
Yeah, Con. Hey, I'm already holding it. I got that Daniel 7:18. I just want to start the class off with this right here. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Right? So, hey, as always, double honors to the elders. We thank you for the work that you're doing out here, Elder. Me personally, you've given my son books. My son done broke the books down. I done broke the books down. and I'm ready to get into this because we're looking forward to how to teach the nation how to take the kingdom.
Oh, all praise, King. All praise. I appreciate y'all even more.
Con. And you know what? I'm gonna have to pull a precept now since you brought that out. This is 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 17. All right, and it reads, "Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine." So, amen. You can't make this up. Elders been in the truth for 30 years and they still out here on these streets. And he gonna tell some stories. So I'm not even gonna do it. He gonna tell us how many is really still out here.
Yeah,
right. Because every year at Passover, what happens? People get sifted out. You don't have a lot of Passovers, right?
Oh yeah. Since 1989, man. Since 1989. You know, next year actually will be 34. It'll be my 34th anniversary, man.
Oh, praise
God. It'll be my 34th anniversary. Springtime come. I've been doing this work for 34 years, man.
Praise to the Most High. So we're gonna get that question.
Yep, we're gonna come back to it.
Yeah, right after we're gonna start from the beginning, right? So the first thing I want to ask you is, how did you come into the truth?
Oh man, damn. You want to know something, man? I'm gonna keep this real short. Back in '89, when Yusef Hawkins had got murdered in Brooklyn, so I'm from Brooklyn, and you know the crazy thing about it was a Saturday morning, and me and my cousin Hashar, you know, from AOC. A lot of people don't even know that's my cousin. You know, his mom and my mom were sisters. So he used to come and get me every Saturday morning. So we lived about maybe 5 or 10 minutes away from downtown Brooklyn, the shopping district. So he used to come every Saturday morning, you know, and get me so we can just go downtown and just, you know, really just be, you know, 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids. So on this one particular day when he came and got me, summertime, it was, I would say it was around in April, around that time. Maybe I would say even before that, maybe March. So we was going downtown Brooklyn to really do something we ain't had no business doing. So we waited across the street. We was at Fulton and Hoyt. We was right by the train station. So we was actually drinking 40 ounces of Old English. And the people who we was waiting on, they wouldn't come. They wouldn't come out the store. That's all I'm gonna say. So during this time, they didn't come out the store. The brothers was teaching right in front of us. And so my cousin Ashar said, hey, listen, you know, let's go over here to waste time until they come out the store and listen to these brothers, you know, before they come out. I said, nah, I ain't going over there, man. I said, nah, I ain't going over there, man. I said, man, them dudes, that's a pickpocket ring. I said, that's a pickpocket ring. I said, they're gonna get us over there. They're gonna get a crowd, and I said they're gonna pick our pockets. And this is in 1989. So we was drinking a little bit more beer, and Ashar said it again. He said, I ain't gonna tell you my nickname, but he called me my nickname, and he said, yo, let's just go over here and listen to these guys, you know. And I said, nah, man. I said, nah. I said, they're gonna just yell and scream at us, man. I said, I ain't going over there, man. And mind you, we was like 19, 20 at the time, 19 years old, 20 years old at the time. So we were still waiting, still drinking. And so he said it one last time. He said, yo, let's go over here and listen to these brothers, man, while we wait. And clearly, as you know now, that was the Most High. You know, so when I went over there, this brother by the name of Atazaban was speaking. And I was trapped. He started talking about my haircut. He started talking about the clothes I was wearing, my shoes, the projects. I said to myself, how the hell he knew I lived in the projects, man? And so he was talking about everything, Caesar Borgia, church. And I looked at this dude like, damn, you know, this dude is what, he got a camera in my damn life? So the funny thing about it, like about 15 minutes later, Hashar said, there they go. And he was hitting me. And you know, I wouldn't leave, man. I said, nah, man. So Hashar left. I ain't gonna tell y'all what he did. So he left. I ain't gonna tell y'all what he did while we was down there. So Hashar left, and Hashar went home, came back about 3 hours later, Facts. Came back 3 hours later. Don't you know I was still standing in that same spot listening? Tazban had came down from speaking, and the next person that came up was his brother by the name of Cashapp. He was one of the 7. He was just drilling in that history, man. And Hashad looked at me and said, "Damn, you still here?" And he pushed me, and it's like I came out of a trance. And so I said, "Okay." I said, "All right." I said, "It's time to leave." And so the brother Tazban said, yeah, that's right, Captain Yahawah, that's right. So Tazban had said, "Oh, hey, brother, make sure you get a flyer." And I said, "Okay." So I went in the bucket and I took a flyer out, and I just kept telling Hashad, like, "Damn, you believe what them brothers are saying? Like, can you believe what them brothers are saying, man?" And Hashad was like, "Man, be quiet. I don't want to hear that no damn more." He said, "I don't want to hear that no damn more. Be quiet, man." And so the next day was a Sunday, and I ran up to the school up at 1 West in 1989. And it was a brother by the name of Shaw that was up there, big, tall brother. He was one of the 7 too, one of the 7 elders too. And so he looked at me, he said, who you here for? That's how he told, "Who you here for?" You said, you here for the Israelite? And I said, "Yeah." Shaw was tall, man. I felt like a roach compared to that guy. I was like, "Yeah," And he said, "Well, they ain't here today. He said, you can go find them down on 47th Street in Broadway." So I went down there, and then he stopped me. He said, "Hey, you got train fare? You got train fare to get down there, Junior?" He's calling me Junior. "You got train fare to get down there, Junior?" And I said, "Nah, man." I said, "I hopped the turnstile from Brooklyn just to get here." So he gave me 2 tokens. "I don't want to see you get in trouble. I don't want to see you get in trouble." So long story short, I went down to 47th Street, and Lahab was teaching. Then Yeshaya was teaching. I stayed down there all day long. They was down there till like about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. I stayed down there all day long. And so when I went to the school, this was Sunday. So that very next day, that Monday, went back up to the school, and Lahab was teaching. And Lahab was teaching. I was there before the school opened up. So Yahawah was there, Ariel's father. So Yahawah was there, and Yahawah gave me a pen and a piece of paper. He said, "Hey, young man, you ain't got nothing to write on?" I said, "Nah, man." And so he was like, "What you come here for then?" So Yahawah gave me a pen and a piece of paper, and Lahab came up, and Lahab looked at me. And he said, "How did you find, where did you come from? How did you find this out?" I said, "From Brooklyn. Some brothers down there in Brooklyn, Fulton and Hoyt teaching." Mm-hmm. So he looked at me and he said, "Hey, Troop, hey, brother, I think the Most High put a spirit in you, brother. I'm looking at you. I think the Most High put a spirit in you, brother." And I didn't know what the hell that meant at the time. Right. I didn't know what the hell that meant at the time. But all I know is that was the day I was the first one up there. The school opened at 6. I think I was up there like 5 o'clock. So you had more brothers that was coming in, and I never looked back since. Never left, never took time off, never took a vacation. God. Never took the hand off the plow. That's beautiful. Hey, I don't want. I gotta ask this question because you said you showed up to the school without a pen and a pad. Yeah. What would happen if you show up to the school without a pen and a pad? Oh man. Well, let me tell you something. I got embarrassed. That's for damn sure. I got embarrassed. They would tell you to go back home. They literally would tell you to go back home. They would tell you to go back home. This ain't no church. This ain't no church. Go back home. Go to the corner store. Get a pencil and a pad. You don't come into school without a pen and a piece of paper. That was a clear insult to whoever was teaching. That's right.
Hey, I'm gonna make this announcement. Don't come to our feast days without no pen and a pad. Because we dedication. It was a couple of y'all in there with no pen and no pad, looking crazy. And I was looking at y'all like y'all was crazy too. I'm gonna let y'all know. So we about to start telling y'all to take y'all butt home.
Hey, Jonathan, tell and Judy, you can attest to it too. When y'all used to come up to the school in Raleigh, what did I used to give out all the time?
Hey, he used to give out pens and paper. Yeah, that's right. That's a fact.
Because I didn't want nobody feeling like I felt.
Hey, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I used to go to high school without a pen and a pad, but you can't. I could get by doing that. I can't get by in the truth doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's right.
We gonna answer this brother question. Brother Tabernacle David 144K, my good brother. He asked, "Who was your favorite teacher in the original school?"
Oh man. Oh man. It was you know what? All homage and all praise, man. Masha Yaikwab. Masha Yaikwab, you had Kazak, you had Shaw, you had Shia, you had Arya, okay, and you had Lahab. Those are the 7 elders in the school. So all of them equally spiritually phenomenal. You know, when they was in the spirit of the Most High, phenomenal, man. That was the best school on this planet, you know, to this day. And when I arrived there, to be honest with you, it was only about 25 to 30 brothers that was there, you know, doing the work and putting, you know, their hands to the plow. Of course, you have more members, but as far as like brothers, you know, out there doing that work, that hardcore work, it was only about 25, 30 brothers. It was only 2 camps. It was the Brooklyn camp and it was the Manhattan camp. But my 2 favorite, man, oh man, was Yeshaya and Kazak. Them brothers, man, they had a way of teaching that ancient history like I've never seen in my life, man. I've never seen anything like it. And on record, those brothers were the first ones to introduce those icon books to the entire world. Back then in 1989, 1990, no one knew what an icon book was. No one knew what a Russian icon book was. You know, even when we were sitting in the class, we didn't know what a Russian icon book was. Shai used to show the pictures from where he was teaching at, but he would never put the book out in the audience for people to see, you know, because the book was, you know, very rare back then, you know, to see those books. The Nation of Islam wasn't even, you know, producing that kind of information. You know, Shakespeare, Aristotle being black and pictures like that. They wasn't producing that, you know, but they did introduce those icon books to the entire world. Reason being that they're my 2 favorite teachers is because I kind of took what they did and I added on to it. That history is phenomenal. They was teaching Kazak and Yeshai. I mean, to this day, I've never seen anything like that before in my life, man. Black queens in England, you know, over in Russia, you know, certain parts of Africa. They were the ones who actually introduced that to the world, man.
Oh, praises! Hey, that's crazy. And hey, so you kind of went into it a little bit, you know, in your and with that first question. So I want to see if you can give us a brief history of the origin of One West. What is One West? Is that a name? Is that an address? What is that? And you can just give us the history on that a little bit for those that don't know.
Khan, you want to know something that's funny? You even ask that, you know, because you know, like you said, was that the name of the you know? No, actually, it was the address. It was the address of the school. You know, 1 West 125th Street. And it was upstairs on the 2nd floor in a small room, man. I mean, the room was so small, you know, it just seemed, you know, you go back there now and it's like, damn, you know, how the hell did we all fit up in here? But, you know, like the Most High says, you know, he plant like a mustard seed. You know, the truth is like, you know, the grain of a mustard seed. And that's exactly what that school was. It was a mustard seed, brother. And that was the address. You know, coming in 89, I used to hear stories about who Elder Marshall learned from, which was Abba Bivens, you know, and he was back from, you know, the commandment keepers back in the 70s and back in the 60s. So, you know, by the time I got there, you know, during the riots of Brooklyn, Yusef Hawkins and Eleanor Bumpers, I used to hear stories about Marshall, you know, and Abba Bivens rolling together, and Yaikwab, which is Aria's dad. So 1 West definitely was the address of the school, and we did go by the name of it was ISUPK. ISUPK, you know, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
That's right.
All praises, all praises. So I guess we can get into this because you said y'all's group was the first group to put a name on your camp. Everybody was 1 West, but y'all kind of made a sect of 1 West and kind of put your name on it. And that's one of the names that kind of holds near and dear to most of us in this school. You know what I'm saying? All of us in this school, right? So you can go ahead and go into that a little bit.
Hey, and Salaki, before you jump into that, Adawan, explain as well, because kind of let me back up what his question is. But back then it was one camp, but it was multiple different locations where brothers went to physical camp. Can you explain that as well?
Con. It actually, you want to know something? By the time 91 came around, from 89 to 1990, 91, we didn't have, it was no camps in the school that had a name. We was all just affiliated with the school, One West, ISUPK. That was it, back then. And one day we came from Queens one day. I never forget this. One day we came from Queens one day. This was like 91. And we had a brother by the name of Noah, by the name of Knock. And he was saying that we need to get a name for the camp, and brothers looked at him like he was crazy. Like, we already got a name, ISUPK, One West. Right. And so during that time, we was going out to camp like 5 days a week. So brothers was like, we need to get a name.
Wait, Salakia, I don't want Salakia. You got to rewind. Y'all was doing what?
We went out 5 days a week.
Some of y'all don't want to come out one day. Ain't that crazy? I had to put that in there. Go ahead, I don't want.
Yeah, 5 days a week, man. The Monday Wall Street, Tuesday Jamaica Avenue, Wednesday downtown Brooklyn, Friday back on Jamaica Avenue, and on Saturdays we used to be downtown Brooklyn 5 days a week. Sometimes brothers used to squeeze in maybe 6 and 7 days a week, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and we voted actually on the name Sons of Thunder. We was gonna call ourselves Knights of the Truth, and I think my hand went up for that. Elder Ben hand went up for that. Barack hand went up for that, but we was outvoted. So then the brother Noah, and I think it may have been Ash or this brother named Amathia. They came up with the name Sons of Thunder. And so the camp leader at that time, Yahawah, he liked that name because it's in the scriptures. And so he said Sons of Thunder. And so we voted on that. All of us liked it at this time. So we all voted on that name back in 91, man. And we was the first camp out of One West to put initials and give ourselves a name during that time. The second camp was I would have to say that was Tahar. The name of his camp was called Warriors of Truth, WOT. Mm-hmm. Then you had Mount Zion, Ariala put names to their camp called Mount Zion. So during that time, you had brothers that was actually mimicking what we were doing and putting names to their camp.
Oh, crazy. That's crazy, man. All praises. So, yeah, man. Like the brother Eliel said, we took the name from y'all. We actually was watching those videos. You know what I'm saying? Here and there. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. Being that my family is from Queens, like I could see the areas where I used to go to on Jamaica Avenue and all these different places, and it's like, dang, like it ain't like that no more though.
No,
you got like one camp that be out there from what I was told, and that camp actually brought my family into the truth, and that's how I got into the truth.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we got in over there by the bus stop. You know what I'm saying?
And let me say something too to the brother right there. Let me say this, right? It's funny that he even said YouTube. It was nothing back then, man. We used cassette recorders. And later on, Jonathan, I see you laughing. Later on, we got into VHS tapes, and we didn't, and we lived in the libraries. We used to have camp days where we used to have trips to the library. We used to go to the library, we used to study, look up certain things, man. That was exciting back then.
Oh, we gotta bring that back. We gotta bring that back, Adawan. That's crazy.
Oh, if you had a library card back then, brother Jonathan, you was the man back then. If you had a library card, you was the man. You was the man.
That's what's
up. All praises. All
and
right.
Museums. We used to go to a lot of museums too.
Y'all still do that now.
I was gonna bring that out because that was my first time really going. So I've been to museums and I've been to plantations before as a part of field trips, as a part of historical trips or whatever like that. But I'd never been to one like what Masharai Yasharala did when y'all pulled up, Elder Barack, Elder Matatawa,
you still remember that?
Yeah, that was heavy, and we went down. I'm talking about every stop. We going to every stop. Brothers pulling out precepts. They doing a documentary. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, if y'all brothers want to, we actually talked about going to a plantation. Probably when the weather get warm. It's a plantation in South Boston, Virginia. Right? It's South Boston is probably like about an hour, maybe an hour and a half from Raleigh. Over there in South Boston, they got a plantation over there called I think it's called the Cherry Hill Slave Plantation, where George Washington used to live at. Y'all probably want to come. Y'all welcome to do your own documentary, but that's historic. You know, that's historic. Your son's gonna be talking about that, man. Your son too, Judith.
Right. Well, he talking all right, dog. He's talking right now. He's talking right now. Right. So, hey, check this out. There was a time, two things that was notable in history. A brother was asking you about it at y'all dedication closing the other day, right? Mm-hmm. But after talking to you a little bit, I realized one came before the other. So I guess we'll go in that order. It was two notable things. You had the split, and you had the year 2000.
Right.
So
we want to start with first.
The split was first, right?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, all right, cool. So let's go to the year 2000.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, what was up with that? Because everybody said something notable happened, and I want to know how true that is.
Right. I know when I came in 89, they weren't talking about the year 2000 then. They wasn't talking about the year 2000 then. If they were, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. When 1990 came in, you know, you had brothers, you know, looking at the Gregorian calendar, you know, and saying, you know, a day with the Most High is, you know, it's like a year, and you know, they went by the Roman calendar and saying, oh my goodness, you know, the year 2000, you know, we may be out of here. Oh, it's over with. You know, everything's happening, and you know, and they did teach that. They did teach that. Hell, I said it. You know, when I was up there speaking, you know, and the reason why is because, you know, there's just so much stuff that the Most High had to show us, you know, from that point all the way up until now, you know, things in the scriptures that we can see now that we couldn't see before. So, right. You know, it was one of those things like, you know, brothers was teaching that, you know, because everything pretty much aligned up with, you know, the economy falling, the millennium, you know, how he said, oh my goodness, the millennium, and, you know, right. Things just going, you know, airy. So, you know, the scriptures in Peter's, when it says the Most High, you know, a day to the Most High is is 1,000 years. Mm-hmm. Brothers pretty much went off that, you know, insincerity. It didn't have nothing to do with a cult. It didn't have anything to do with, you know, brothers was bugged out or it was some kind of ulterior motive. No, brothers was very sincere about that. And hell, I taught it too. Now, there was a time when I remember this like it was yesterday. Elder Marshall, we had councils one Saturday night. We used to have councils every first Saturday. Mm-hmm. And I remember we came up to council one night, and now mind you, this was 92. This is in 1992 when Marshall said this. He said, why y'all brothers keep talking about the year 2000? He said, how y'all know, you know, we gonna be up out of here in the year 2000? Yeah. And you know, brothers couldn't say nothing. Brothers didn't say nothing. Brothers couldn't say. They were silent, just like you, Brother Jonathan. They were silent. They didn't say nothing. Nobody raised their hand or nothing. So you had this one brother that was sitting in the officers section. This brother named Barak Bond. He was in this brother named Micah Allah's camp. Yeah, that's Marshall. He was in his brother named Micah Allah's camp. And Barak Bond raised his hand, and he, you know, quoted the scripture in Peter's, you know, it's like a day to the Most High is like 1,000 years. Then he went to the calendar. And so that was the obvious answer for all of us, you know, saying, okay, well, he just said what all of us was thinking. Right. So Marshall went to Matthews, and he was like, look, don't no man know the time or the hour. Right. You know, not even Yahawah himself, not even the angels know the time or the hour. That cut the hell out of all of us, man. That cut the hell. Looking at Marshall's picture right now, I can still hear him saying that. Let me tell you something. That cut the hell out of all of us. Nobody had nothing to say after that. And that was the end of it right there. And that was around 92, 93. That was the end of it right there. Marshall said, don't nobody go out there on the streets teaching that anymore. All the camps, that was a decree, okay, from Marshall. And he told everybody, do not teach that anymore. That was in 93. And brothers stopped teaching it. Now, you had brothers during that time, little scragglers here, little scragglers there, that may have, not adhered to that decree. But the main brothers that was in One West, the core brothers that was there during that time, we didn't teach that anymore. That was dead. That was dead during 93. After that council, that was dead. That was dead. Nobody taught that anymore. Nobody.
And Salakia, that's a heavy point because as we spoke about before, a lot of these Christian apologists and things like that, when they do they half-ass research on the history of One West, they'll try to bring that up and discredit. They'll try to discredit Israelites as if your elder didn't already bring that up and say, hey, you know what? Let's not teach it because of X, Y, and Z.
Exactly. I was there. I was one. I was there in the council that we had, and my mouth was shut. I said, "Damn!" No, everybody's mouth was shut. Nobody had nothing to say. Marshall said, "Don't teach that no more." He said, "Don't," and that was in 93. So that was what? That was 7 years before the year 2000.
Right.
Correct.
And see, nobody says that.
Right.
When I first heard about the year 2000, this is what they say: brothers don't sold their houses, their cars, and stood on the rooftops waiting on. And it's like, first of all, what you selling your house for? Are you taking this dirty dollar with a white man on it to the kingdom?
Yeah,
that didn't sound right to me right off the rip.
Right. Look, this is a fact a lot of brothers don't know. There was a separate group. When we was the Sons of Thunder, we had amassed to a camp back then to like about, I would say back then we had about maybe 50 to 60 brothers in our camp. That's how huge Sons of Thunder was, and we had amassed during that time. So you had a separate group of brothers in the year, I would say 94, that broke off from the Sons of Thunder, and they was calling themselves the Flatbush Extension. Okay, the Flatbush Extension of One West. Mm-hmm. And these brothers, they actually continue to actually say the year 2000, and we used to call them the Flatbush Brothers. So you had those brothers that was actually continuing saying the year 2000. Now, I know for a fact that those brothers were actually, 12 o'clock midnight, 1999, I heard they was taking bricks, busting up their big screen TVs. They said one brother took out a wad of $100 bills and lit a match to it. They were the only ones outside of One West that was still believing in that, so I heard there was a lot of brothers crying. That's all I'm saying. I heard there was a lot of brothers crying over there at the stroke of midnight. Okay, when they realized, they ain't got no big screen TV no more. They did just burnt up about $5,000 in cash. Heard a lot of brothers was crying over there, man. But the main core, I'm here to tell you, the main core brothers that was in One West, no, we had been, Elder Marshall had been put that to a rest. And spiritually, it just didn't make any sense to us either.
Right. All praises. So, see, this is what we need to be listening to when we got all these stories about people, all these camps. Did you know at one time they used to? Y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? So that's beautiful. That's beautiful information.
Hey, and I got another precept for you too before you move on to the next thing.
Bring it out.
Right, just in the spirit of what we're doing right now. But this is the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and 36. If thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Now I want to ask this, Adawan, before Judah get to that next question. So what was it like being able to just walk up and having the 7 elders at your disposal? Because I think a lot of brothers these days, we got Facebook, we got this, that, and the third. and we kind of take these things for granted. What was it like being able to just walk up to the elders and ask them certain questions?
Man, you know what, to be honest with you, man, a lot of things people don't know also is that during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, during the week, each elder, except for one, each elder had their own class.
Mm-hmm.
You had Monday, you had Lahab, he was teaching. Tuesday, actually, you had Captain Yahawah, who's now General Yahawah. He used to teach half of Tuesday's class. On Wednesdays, you had the brother Kazak. He used to teach history on Wednesdays. Khalid Muhammad used to be up there. I know y'all's gonna get around that sooner, but that was the class that Khalid Muhammad used to attend, the Wednesday class. That was Kazak's class.
God.
Thursday, you had Elder Shaw's class. He used to just teach common sense all the time and family values. Friday, you had history class with Elder Yeshaya. And believe it or not, 90, 98, 99, I used to open up Yeshaya's class because there was a brother by the name of Kakam that used to open up for him all the time. And Kakam had to work and he used to late all the damn time. So I lived in Yeshaya's building. And one day Yeshaya said, hey, brother, what you doing? He saw me coming downstairs. Hey, brother, what you doing? You want to do me a favor? You want to open up my class so I get there? I said, hell yeah. I was up, yo, damn, hell yeah.
That's right.
So, I used to open his class up from 6 till Shia got there, which was probably like about maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. Sometime Kakam would come in, sometime he wouldn't, but just to teach, for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, open up for an elder back then. Oh, that was phenomenal, man. That was phenomenal. So Saturday was camp. Sunday you had Marshall. Used to teach that family class, and the reason why I say that is because, that was a special school. That was a special school, man. Each of them elders had a different day that they taught, man. That was a special school, and just to sit in a classes, it was just phenomenal, man. It was a phenomenal feeling. We took those days for granted. Captain Yahawah and Captain, we took those days for granted because the wisdom and the knowledge they taught us, we always thought those brothers would be around during that time. And damn, I'm getting a little misty-eyed right now, man.
Yeah.
But we always thought, you may have to edit that, but
I understand.
We took that stuff for granted, man, because we always thought those brothers would be around like forever, man. And they're not, so it's one of the things where we thought, Marshall, the brother's gonna be around forever, man. So I still literally got cassette tapes, from brothers speaking downtown Brooklyn, on the streets. I still got cassette tapes. I'll share with y'all brothers, man, next time I see y'all. And, it was just phenomenal, man. A lot of what they would call extraterrestrial stuff happened in that school. I'm a witness to it. I'm a witness to a lot of stuff that used to happen in the camps, angels, all of that. None of that stuff is made up. It's not sci-fi. I was there.
Beautiful. Yo, I gotta get a precept because to what you said. Job 8 and 8. This is why we doing what we doing, right?
That's right.
And it says, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers, right?
That's right.
So it's important that we know these things. We call ourselves One West camps. You know what I'm saying? Meaning children of One West.
Right.
And you just in the camp and you don't even know the history of nothing you got going on or what you doing. Because I got the last question that I'm gonna ask is reason why we doing this in the first place. Well, to me, it's one of the reasons why we doing this in the first place. Like I told you, I got tired of hearing the stories.
Right.
Every time we get around, you telling us the stories and I can never remember it.
Right.
So
that's right, man.
I'm tired of hearing the stories. I can't remember none of these stories. I'm about to get it on wax. We're gonna put it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So the next thing I wanted to get into, because you said something about Khalid Muhammad. Khalid Muhammad is one of my favorite people of all time. Right? Now, he might not have been an Israelite on the street corners, but he was in them classes. And my man's goes of the Lord. Our journey is crazy.
Right.
My roommate in college was in the Nation of Islam. He was in the Fruit of Islam. And I used to work at Chick-fil-A, and what's his name? What do they call they pastors? I call him a pastor, but I forgot what they called the leaders of their school. But his name was Brother Allen. Okay. And Brother Allen used to come, and I might be able to drive through that day, or I might be taking out. When you gonna come to the mosque, brother? I'm like, I'm gonna come in there one day, like, you know what I'm saying? But my spirit knew, like, I don't want to be there. Like, the stuff y'all saying, I'm rocking with it.
Right.
But like, I can't get with the Quran, and I ain't never read it at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Minister Allen, there you go, minister. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come up there. You know what I'm saying? I used to pick my boy up from the mosque and some of everything. We used to be running the streets, doing some of everything. I'm like, shoot, you out there running the streets? You got your blue flag in your pocket in the mosque. I'm like, I don't need to be up in there. You know what I'm saying? So with that, he would be somebody that I would deem a celebrity in my eyes, because I was watching all of the Farrakhan videos at the time, read the Letter to the Black Man, all the Malcolm X videos, and all the Khalid Muhammad videos. And one thing that got me was the fact that he got killed and how he got killed. He was starting to spit certain things that you would hear the Israelites teach. I didn't know it back then until I got into the truth, but the Israelites was teaching these things.
Right.
So besides Khalid Muhammad, because you say he used to sit in the classes, who else did you either came to classes that might be somebody of notoriety, or that you witnessed at camp that you got to, you know, at least see or get a word to?
Man, how much time you got? Listen, let me tell you something. Khalid used to come up on Wednesdays and listen to Kazakh and get that history. I had three. Actually, Khalid used to sometime leave the 125th Mosque, and he used to come by the camp when we used to be on 125th Street and come and talk to us like, you know, like a normal person, man, hug us and everything. And this is like back in 98, 97 after the split. Ran into Khalid again. He was at the Jacob Javits Center. They got this thing called the Black Expo. And I had to answer a beeper page. And this was like back in 98, 99. And all of a sudden I see like about 10 people coming towards him. And I'm like, man, they ain't getting on this damn phone. I don't care who they are. So I looked, and it was Khalid Muhammad. And he was like, and Khalid looked at me. I said, hey, what's up, Khalid? And he was like, oh, you the Hebrew brothers. And I said, yeah, man. Gave me a hearty hug, man. He said, give me 1 second, brother. He said, I got to answer this page right here. And I said, here, take the phone, man. Mm-hmm. So he was a regular in One West, man, and learned a lot, too. That's where he got the notion of banging up the Caesar Borgia picture. If you notice, Khalid, he done one of his videos, he always pull up Caesar Borgia.
Right.
Actually got that from us, man. Another person that I came in contact my first month in the truth was Al Sharpton and Don King. So me and my cousin Ashar, we was on 125th Street, and they was having a concert called Rock the Vote. And they had all kind of rappers there, right in front of the Adam Clayton Powell building. Right. So me and Ashar went around the back where the Brownstones are at on 126th Street. And you know, we was back there getting rid of our beer. That's all I'm saying. So Ashar looked and he said, yo, he said, here come your man Al Sharpton. Back then, Al Sharpton was like a god in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Al didn't care. He didn't care. What he did, how he did it, he didn't care. So Al was like a god in Brooklyn, man. People admired him, and they were enamored, you know, of Al's prowess and his boldness back then. Not now, back then.
Yeah, I remember.
So, here come him and Don King, you know, because him and Don King are really good friends. So my cousin Ashar said, get him. He said, man, get him. Because I was just coming into the truth. I only knew about 3 scriptures. So Ashar said, man, get him. He said, man, tear him up, man, get him, get him. So I looked at Ashar, started laughing. So he actually stopped. I said, man, Don King. So I said, yo, you know, drinking some damn beer, man. I'm a little tipsy. So I said, yo, Al, I said, man, look, I said, when you gonna tell our people, man, that they the real Jews and the Israelites, man, the black Jews and the Israelites? You know what that dude said to me? He looked dead at me and he said, we the only Jews and Israelites. He said, shit, we the only black Jews and Israelites. That man looked right in my face and told me that. And let me tell you something, my mouth was shut. That man, I didn't have nothing to say. Don King looked at me. He had one of the little miniature, can't make this up. He had one of the little miniature flags he had in his hand, waving it. And he had on a beige jacket, lift waist jacket. I'll never forget this. And Don King looked at me. He was grinning and that damn hair. And both of them just walked off. I had nothing to say. I didn't have nothing to say. Shaw looked at me like, damn, he cut the hell out of you. But I didn't have nothing to say. And that goes to show you right there that even back then, even Al Sharpton knew that the Israelites and the real Jews were black. No sooner they left, we seen Run DMC pulling up in some black Cadillacs, man. Can't make this up. Five Freddy was out there too, giving them an interview. No sooner King and them left, Run DMC was Run, D, and J. They came right up behind them, and they all three of them had black Cadillacs with a bunch of air fresheners in their car. And me and Ashar looked at them, but you know, we wasn't gonna pick on them. Right. You know, we just wanted to get in the damn Fab Five Freddy interview.
Yeah, right. Give us 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Give us 2 minutes, man. Just
put a shower ball on them.
Hey, that's right. It's about to be over.
Hey. Look, we was on. Look, I got a couple more for you. I know you got to go in a little bit. Look, we was on Jamaica Avenue one day. On a Friday. We was on Jamaica Avenue, and we was right in front of the Coliseum on 169th Street, where the shopping strip is at. And we see a black Porsche coming up the street, comes right behind the camp. And the brother Yahawah was like, who the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? He was like, who the hell is this? And out comes your man, LL Cool J. And back then is when he wore that old cat in the hat, you know, hat. Yeah. So Yahawah was speaking, and I remember I was holding post. And so Yahawah said, hey, can you move your car up a little bit? You know, could you move your car up a little bit? You know, you're blocking us. And so he looked at us and got back in the car and moved it up an inch, not even a half of an inch, trying to be funny. So he went inside this store, this sneaker store called Vim's. That was right there in the block. So when he came out, he had like about 20 damn pair of sneakers. They was roped up. And he had two ham. And somebody said he was going on tour that month. So he had about 20 pair of sneakers. And he threw them in the back. And by that time, Yahawah had stopped speaking. So Yahawah looked at him and he said, hey, he said, yo, brother L, he said, yo, you know, Christ is black, you know, and you know, we the Israelites, man. And we got a school in Manhattan. You know what L said straight up? He looked at that cat straight up and said, man, I don't believe in that shit. That's exactly what he said and drove off. Drove off.
Now, you told me that he said something very coonish also in that conversation.
He said the white man is my friend. He said, I don't believe in that. White man. He said, the white man ain't never did. That's what he said. The white man ain't never did nothing to me. He said, the white man ain't never did nothing to me. He said, shit, I don't believe in that shit.
And look, after sitting in that boardroom and signing that paycheck, boy, you couldn't tell him nothing else after that.
Right. Man.
That's crazy.
Mike Tyson did the same thing. I got another hot one for you. I'm not gonna go through everybody. But I got another hot one for you.
Good.
I was in Baltimore at a black book expo, and this was recently. This was like 2000. This is 2022. This is like about 2017, 16, 17. So I'm looking and see a tall dude holding a little kid. Like it was like 2000, about 16, 17. And I didn't know who the hell it was. So he kept getting closer and closer and closer to my table. So it was your man, Carmelo Anthony. So at that time, his son was a little baby. His son was like a little baby back then. He was holding in his arms, you know. And so he came up to my table and I said, hey, what's up? And this is when he was playing with the Knicks. And I said, hey, what's going on? I said, hey, what's going on? I said, what's going on, Mello? And he said, nothing. He said, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is what I'm talking about. He said, hey, baby, come here. You know who came? That damn Lala. He said, baby, come here for a minute. So at that time, I think I had like maybe 4 books at the time that I had written. It was Not a Coincidence, 500 Years, and I'm gonna get around to that. There you go, the 500 Years. And he was enamored by that book. He was enamored by that book because that was the first book that I put Shakespeare, pictures of Shakespeare, Mozart, and it being black. So he was thumbing through the book, captains. He was thumbing through the book, and he said, "Oh shit!" And he covered his son's ear up. And so Lala took his son away from him. So he said, "Oh shit!" He said, "Yo," he said, "Shakespeare was black." I said, "Yep." I said, and then he said, "Yo, come on, man." He said, "Don't tell him." He said, "Beethoven was black." And I said, "Yep." And that's when he told me he was a 5%er. He read about and he studied being a 5%. So him and I actually, we sat there and we was talking for about a good 15 minutes. We had people coming up asking for autographs, so he had to leave. So check it out. He bought 6 books. He bought 3 of those, Huntington, that you got. And he said, "I'm going to give them out as gifts." He said, "Yo, this is heavy. Let's speed it up." 2022. He was on a podcast that
I remember that.
Stephen Jackson.
That's right.
Stephen Jackson and what's the other guy? Matt Barnes.
That's right.
Yeah. So this cat, I don't know how they got on the subject, but they was talking about, black this and black that. Correct. So this cat gonna come out and say, he said, "Yeah." Carmelo said, "Yeah. A lot of people don't even know Shakespeare was black." I said, "Mother effer," but he said a lot of people don't know Beethoven was black. He said, "I read that myself." So it's crazy how he didn't name drop me, which is cool. I don't care about that. But it's crazy how you can encounter, a celebrity and and they remember stuff like that, man. So that was, I said, this dude, man, I said, damn, he didn't even give a brother no credit, but that's okay. Most I seen it, Huntington.
Hey, that's right, Adawan. And look, let me tell you this. He had another podcast. It might have been right around the time when Corona started because all these celebrities started doing podcasts at that time.
Okay.
And so Carmelo Anthony came on there and somebody said something and he was like, "Yeah, well, we got to talk about how we got to talk about the real Israelites and this, that, and the third. We got to talk about the black Jews and all that." Like he was going in, and then he kind of shut it off. You know what I mean? So it's like, it was an IG live. That's what it was. Out of one.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, man. Wow.
And it's crazy to me how like your footprint, the Most High can put you in the right place at the right time, and it can influence somebody just from a couple of minutes conversation. That's right.
Your man Sugar Ray Leonard too. Met him in Maryland at a book convention, and he was with his grandson, and he bought 8 of my books, man. Shook my hand and everything. Bought 8 of my books, man.
Hey, I got him on the screen. Some of the books that I've seen personally. We once were a family. The greatest show on earth. I got that somewhere and on this bookshelf. It's on that bookshelf.
All praise to the Most High. On that
bookshelf. I can't see the name of this one. Which one is this one? I don't want in the middle.
That's Uncovering the Evil of America. That's talking about. I wrote that book about 5 years before the coronavirus had broke out, and I was warning people about, back then it was the H1N1 shots, the West Nile virus when I was out, and back then I wrote in the book, back then, when I wrote that book, I was warning people about what they're putting in the shots and don't take them, and about chemtrails and stuff. That's one of my bestsellers. I got 3 bestsellers. That's one of them right there. When the coronavirus came out, man, that book went through the damn roof, man.
I bet.
Hey, that greatest show on earth is heavy too because he go into the minstrel shows.
Oh yeah.
And I remember Captain Obadiah, man. Obadiah brought that out in the class one day. He was talking about the minstrel shows and how a lot of these rappers and actors in Hollywood go back to the minstrel shows.
Captain Obadiah, the late Captain Obadiah, was a heavy brother. And he was absolutely correct in what he said. You was there. Damn, that was a long time ago, man. You got a good damn memory.
That's right. Hey, I don't forget nothing.
Con, man. Yeah. Another one. You had Erykah Badu one time stood right in front of our camp. This was like back in 98, 99. She stood right in front of our camp. We was downtown Brooklyn. She stood right in front of our camp one day. And a brother by the name of Barack Shaw was teaching, and he was talking about the chariots, and he was talking about, you know, they're not spaceships and, you know, and stuff like that. And he broke it down. She stayed in front of our camp with a notepad, just writing everything down, and she left. So the next thing we know, I'm not saying that she wrote, the next thing we know, she wrote that song On, and then she put the verse in there talking about the motherships, you're gonna get left. The mothership can't save your ass because you're gonna get left. Now I ain't saying she got that from the brother, but that's just a damn coincidence. Okay, that she wrote that song right after she stood in the camp and he was talking about that. So, you know, you never know. Like you said, you know, right time at the right, you know, right place, right time, divine intervention from the Most High.
Hey, I'm gonna say something. Okay, I found this right here. About to say this is.
Yep.
I'm saying, got this book. I was trying to get a book for like 2 years. I finally got one. And then, speaking of Captain Obadiah, man, he had one of the last lessons he brought out. He had this book.
Right.
I gotta read this whole daggone thing just to find the page that he read.
That's right.
Hey,
the page he was bringing out.
Yo, listen, yo, let me tell y'all something, man. The Most High is he's crazy because listen, he let me meet these brothers through Jonathan, and I got to do the work with them for like a year before we started doing our thing in Greensboro.
Right.
And Captain Obadiah, a precept machine. He'll have some books. Yeah. He'll bring some stuff out and make a whole class off, man. And listen, this is why you can't let the, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, the captain passed away. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I got the phone call, hurt my feelings. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you can't let information die with them. If you don't get from them and, you know, wear out the steps of their doors,
that's right,
like the scriptures say, and be a sponge. This is why when you buy the elders, you supposed to shut up for real. This is why.
All praise to God.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna miss all this information. You trying to make yourself as one of the elders, you're gonna miss a whole bunch of information.
Yeah.
Then not going with no pen and pad and all of that. And most of I want to find a notebook, but you're gonna miss a whole bunch of information. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, man, I wish I could get one of them less. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to regret not getting the information that's right here in front of your face.
That's
right. Thursday nights. I remember Thursday nights in the summertime. You had Marshaw and you had Ariel. They used to always be in front of One West with some chairs, and it used to be a crowd of brothers around them, and I used to be one of them. You know, the stories them brothers would tell, man, it was just, man, it was amazing. You would see a crowd of brothers just around them, brothers come from the A train, and you would walk down 125th Street, and before you got to the school, Thursday nights in the summertime, Marshawn and Ariel used to be downstairs, and it used to be it was a crowd of brothers around them, and they used to be sitting down, man, just spitting that wisdom, man, and like you said, Judah, we wasn't saying a damn word, man. We was quiet. We was quiet, man.
That's right. So I'm gonna do something at the end.
Sure.
We're gonna go through the rest of what I have behind this picture that the AnointedHOS sent to me and helped us put together. But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna. So some brothers asking some different questions, and I seen the same thing twice. So I'm gonna get to the first one because I don't want to skip a brother. One of the questions was, I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm gonna post it. Brother Soldier Boaz said, "What year was the video recorded of the Edomite named Rocky who read all the Bible dictionaries?"
That was actually, I was actually in the audience. That was on a Sunday, and Yeshaya was teaching, and that was and Rocky actually. That's funny because that's the first time I had actually encountered an Edomite actually admitting certain things, and I was in the audience because 47 from Broadway. 47 from Broadway, that was considered the elders camp. So you had Marshall, Ariel, Shai, Zaaqan, all of them used to be out there on Sunday teaching. I remember General Yahawah used to love reading for Lahab and Shaw. So Rocky was the first dude that I actually seen like admit, that, Esau's the devil and, we going into slavery. And I would probably say that was probably, to get to the answer, I would probably say that was 90. I seen him twice. I seen him in 91 come down there, and then he came back again when we was teaching on an island one time of Manhattan, and that was probably 94 when he came back again. That man wasn't paid. Shy didn't know that man. Shy didn't know him. And let me say something else also. Me coming in this as a young man, no rank, just a member, a soldier. During the time of 91, 92, I think I had just took the officer's test, and I think I might have been an officer of 50 during this time, 91, 92. If you wasn't a captain or a general back then, you couldn't step foot in the elders camp. You couldn't step foot in the elders camp. Your ass had to stay in the audience and learn and hand out flyers if they gave you flyers to hand out. And here it is. I was in the troop at least 89, 91, 92, 2-3 years. And I couldn't come into the elders camp, man, at all, unless they caught me in there to go to the store to get some damn water. Okay, that was the only time I could step into the elders camp, man. But you want to know something, brother, to tell you the truth? It was just an honor just to be out in the damn audience. Okay, if them brothers asked us to go get water, hell, I'll say how much. That's how special them brothers was, man, and that's how much, we honored them brothers, man, and we was enamored by them brothers. The spirit that the Most High poured on them brothers, man. Right. At that time, we was just happy just to be around them brothers, man. Because nobody had heard this before, man. I know I didn't. It's black. Hell, I just, came out of a Baptist damn church, man. You kidding me? So we was enamored by them brothers, man.
That's right. And that's a spirit of humility that I feel like we've lost in our generation, because everybody now, you got social media and people feel like they have a certain level of celebrity about themselves. So they can't find a way to humble themselves down in front of the elders. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be nobody. They don't want to be nobody fan. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's okay. Right. I think it's okay to give that type of honor to certain people. You know what I'm saying? Right. Especially if they earned it, man.
Right. Look, brother, you're absolutely correct. As long as you don't set them up as a god,
of course.
It's nothing wrong with that, because I learned from all of them elders back then, man. I learned from all of them. I learned from y'all brothers. You understand what I'm trying to say? Y'all brothers teach me certain things. So it's one of them things, like you said, brothers get it mixed up. They like you said, they got a little celebrity out in the world, through, the words of the Most High, and they see the reaction of the public. Mm-hmm. And those be the brothers that never got no attention when they was out in the world any damn way. So they was probably, turned upside down in the damn classrooms in the school and stripped down for their damn lunch money any damn.
Lunch money.
Right. So they never got no damn respect out in the world anyway. So now they know a couple of scriptures and people reacted to it. So now all of a sudden now, they the big bad bully now on the block. Right. But it was an honor. And let me say this too. Them brothers taught us class, man. Them brothers taught us Israelite class, and they taught us Israelite sophistication and how to be real men and handle our business, man. Not go out here, man, treat our women a certain way, and just class as men, dignitaries. The real original, dignitaries, man, and aristocrats. That's how them brothers taught us, man. Hold our head up high, man, like knights and prince, man. That's how them brothers carried themselves. And that trickled on down to us as well, too, man.
Con. So hey, man, that's beautiful. We got to get these couple precepts. We got to. Because you know what? Talking to you, talking about Captain Obadiah, this is important. You know what I'm saying? You were talking about, different things that you had to do coming up through the ranks. And this is things that we kind of emulating, you know what I'm saying, in our congregation. You know what I mean? So that's the spirit. It made me feel a little good just then. You know what I'm saying? Give me Jonathan, if you can give me Sirach 8 and 9, Brother Boaz had threw it up there. Let's get that real quick. You know what I'm saying? And Kevon gave us a good one too, so let's bring that out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 8, starting at verse 9. Mm-hmm. All right. And it reads, "Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers. And of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give an answer as need requireth."
So, hey, man, we got to sit back and shut up You know what I'm saying? When these elders get to talking, you know what I'm saying? You gotta soak that up. You know what I mean? Y'all so stupid. People texting me about this class. Yeah, all right. So
just stay respectful. As long as they're respectful.
Hey, they respectful. Let's get Sirach 30 and 4.
Con.
It's a good one too, man.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 4. All right. And it says, though his father die, yet he as though he were not dead. Mm-hmm. For he have left one behind him that is like himself.
So, a lot of times we've been calling these, I'm not going to use the word, these freaking pastors our spiritual fathers for years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he died and didn't leave us nothing but coonery.
Right.
But then we get around elders that we learn from. And Captain Obadiah was my one lesson. That was my lesson. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wrote down every precept that was brought out. I got notebooks, title of the class, every precept. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But still, it's like, dog, you should have had your phone out recording or something. You know what I'm saying? That was my lesson. I ain't got to learn that lesson again. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at your elders and your father figures out here, you know what I'm saying, it's truth. When they pass away, it should be like, you know what I'm saying, he's still here, and that should be you keeping that going. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's always good to have a relationship with those that rule well and soak up that information. You're supposed to be a fly on the wall, man.
Right.
Gotta be a fly on the wall, man. You know, I used to do that in wickedness all the time. Why he don't never be saying that? I'm listening to everything y'all saying. I'm about to go do exactly what y'all talking about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I was in wickedness. But if you could do that in wickedness right now in righteousness, we get into the truth. Now we want to be the dude now. Like, we want to talk.
Hey, that's right.
The elders is right there. Like, yo, come on. No.
That's right.
And we didn't dare disrespect those guys, man. We didn't dare disrespect any of those elders up there. I don't even think I've seen a brother even raise his voice above a normal tone around those guys, man. You know, it was just how much respect and honor we had for these guys. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just different now. It's just totally different. You know, it was a couple of times, you know, maybe in private, you know, you had maybe a couple of brothers that may have had like an off between each other, and they would get the elders to, you know, pretty much, you know, judge it and, you know, counsel them and do what they had to do. But as far as like, you know, what you see now, the disrespect, you know, and like you said, you know, brothers, you know, 35 years old and calling themselves elders, that didn't happen back then, man. That didn't happen back then at all, man. So, you know, now what you got, you know, and not saying, and I respect both of y'all, man. You know, I respect both of y'all, man. And, you know, I'm just honored to, you know, for you guys to be interviewing me, you know, and you know me, I don't, you know, I'm not a, you know, I'm not an arrogant brother, you know, by no stretch of the imagination. You know, if anybody knows me, you know, and, you know, one thing brothers have to consider today, you got to slow down. You got to just slow down. You know, it's not easy, you know, running a school. It's not easy running a camp. It's not easy going out there even speaking, you know, it comes with time, spirit, you know, you got to pray. And if the Most High anointed you to do that, you know, count that a blessing, brother. You know, count that a blessing. You know, all brothers don't speak. You know, that's why you got some brothers that come around to the school. You know, next thing you know, they gone. You know, y'all brothers are on the front line. You know, that's a blessing in itself. Everybody can't do what y'all brothers do, man. You know, because the Most High got a certain select men that he chose to be on that front line speaking. Everybody can't be Captain Judah. Everybody can't be Captain Yahawah. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, you know, the things that y'all brothers are doing, like I used to always say in the class, the things that y'all brothers are doing, man, you know, go home one day and think about it, man, what y'all brothers are doing. You know, you right in the midst of Babylon calling Esau the damn devil, okay, and telling him he's going into slavery, okay, in North Carolina. Okay.
Right. Hey, that's a fact.
That's right. That's a little dangerous, ain't it?
Oh yeah. If it wasn't for the Most High holding back them spirits on them dudes, man, you know, and at any time the Most High can let them spirits loose on all of us, brother. That's how you know we the men of the Most High, because nobody gets away with doing what we're doing. Nobody.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You know, we laugh and joke about it. A black man can't walk up and down the street with a lollipop.
Right.
You know how Kahan say that all the time. Black man can't walk up and down the street with a lollipop without getting shot. Man.
Right.
But we can tell the devil he is the devil to his face.
Right. We was at the White House. This is fact. We was at the White House. Myself, Barack, and a couple more brothers. We was at the White House like about a month ago. And Secret Service, the White House, that's Esau's backyard. Correct. So we was teaching. Secret Service rolled up on me on a bike. Hey, let me talk to you for a minute. So I said, hey, what's going on, man? White boy. Hey, what's going on, man? He said, how long you guys gonna be here? So I said, and you can hear Barack in the background, white man's the devil. He said, how long you guys gonna be here? I said, we're gonna probably be here like about 5:30, 6 o'clock. He looked at me and he said, and you get Barack in the back, he's wicked. The white man is wicked. And I'm looking at the Secret Service dude because he's hearing it and he like cutting his eye over there, and he said, and the only thing he kept saying, Jonathan, is how long you guys gonna be here? He was scared. He had a M16 and a damn 9mm. I have nothing in my hand. So I said, we're gonna be out of here at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And he looked at me, his eyes got big. He said, okay. He said, you guys are protected by the First Amendment right. I said, what?
That's crazy. Yo.
I said, what? And it's the devil that's telling us this. Like, that's the spirit that the Most High has out here. We're living in the last days, man. We was in the 60s, man, on the 50s, please, man. We'd have been hung by the damn camera, man, that was in front of the damn White House, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, all praises to the Most High, man.
All praises to the Most High, man. That's right, brother. That's right.
We got a plethora of questions. I ain't even gonna lie. This is crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna let you get into it. Two brothers wanted to know, because you go into maybe an account where you said you seen something extraterrestrial, so an angel or something like that. You know what I mean? A couple of brothers just asked that question.
You want me to answer it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. True story. I got a couple of them. True story. Matter of fact, I was going up to. Matter of fact, let's start recently. Okay. This is on a small level. I was going up to, and I shared this with y'all. I shared on Sunday. I was going up to the mountains of Maryland last Tuesday, and it was right at, it was still dark, but you can see that red streak going across the sky of daylight. So I was driving. I was on the 95 north going up, and all of a sudden I seen a white light go pow, and then it just said boom. Man, I almost crashed when I seen that, man. But it brought a smile to my face when I seen it, man. So I was like, Barakatah Yahawah, and it brought a smile to my face. So look, here's one right here, right? This was back in 1991. It's like back in 1991 at the Elders Camp on a Sunday. I'll never forget this. At the Elders Camp on a Sunday. The brothers were speaking. It was about maybe 6 or 7 brothers in the camp. It was daylight. It was about maybe 3 o'clock. Summertime, the light lasts a little bit longer. So it's like about 4 o'clock. Let's just say 4 o'clock. So it was Yeshaya, Shaw, Marshaw. It was the Elders Camp. So you had maybe 1 or 2 elders that weren't there yet. So you had Cashapp. He was a historian. That's what I learned from him and Yeshaya. And so Cashapp is coming into the camp. He's coming to the camp, had on a crisp green garment, because Cashapp always wore crisp green garment. And so Yeshaya and Cashapp were really good friends. Those are 2 elders that was really good friends. Cashapp lives in Atlanta right now. And Yeshaya, I think, still stays in Harlem in that same building that I lived in for 5 years, 130 East 130th Street, 28 East 130th Street. Don't go to his house. Don't go to his house. No, at least don't say I sent you. So Cashapp was coming to the camp. So Yeshaya said, hey, Shalom, Cashapp. I seen when Yeshaya put his hand up and saluted him. Hey, Shalom, how about Shema Shah Barakatah? So Cashapp, you didn't see no words coming out of his mouth. He just put his fist to his, to his heart, and he put his fist down. So Yeshaya went to the other side of the camp, and I'm witnessing this. I'm seeing this. So Kazak just stood there. He stood there in the back of the, and he stood there in the back of the speaker. And so he wasn't in the camp, I would say no more than about maybe, you can count to 15. 1, 2, 3, about 15 seconds, probably less than that. So then you've seen Kazak go around the corner, making his way around the corner, and it was a bathroom from a Broadway play that we all used to go to use the bathroom. They used to let us in there to use the bathroom around the corner, 47. It was a theater that was there. I forgot the name of the theater, but we used to go in there where they used to have Broadway plays, and we used to use the bathroom. So, everybody thought Kazak was going to the bathroom. Everybody thought Kazak was going around the corner to the bathroom. He didn't say nothing. He was walking real slow. And so Yeshaya just kept looking at him like, Kazak acting weird. He acting real weird today. So soon as he turned the corner, you can count to about maybe 10. About 10 seconds passed. Now Kazak coming from the other side of the camp. So now everybody like, whoa, wait a minute, with a different garment. So everybody like, how the hell did you change that damn fast? Kazak said, what the hell y'all talking about? Work.
Good night.
He said, I just got off work. What the hell y'all talking about? Now he's talking. Hey, y'all about you mouth shop. Now he's talking. Now I was in the audience, and when I seen Kazak come around, I was like, everybody was like saying, everybody was like, everybody was like, damn, like, how did he change clothes that fast?
Right.
How did he change clothes that fast? And so even I was in the audience as a young man saying, damn, that was quick. He peed and he changed clothes. And
right.
When he came to camp and said, I just got off work, because he worked at Spofford Juvenile Center in the Bronx, and he worked as a correction officer. So he said, I just got off work. Man, if the pigment can leave brother's face, brother.
Hey, that's right.
Everybody froze. Everybody froze, brother. Like, what?
Right. So who was
brother? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Brother saying it was angry. And I'm gonna tell you like this. His skin looked at Kazak during that time was probably like about in his early 40s. The person that came in the camp with that green garment looked like they was about 19 or 20 years old, but we knew it was Kazak. Black beard, black skin, smooth brown skin. Right. Even Yeshaya said, damn. He said, Kazak look about 25 years younger. I can't make this up.
Hey, but that's how I imagine Joshua would have felt when he seen the angel with the sword.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he probably seen him. He's like, hold on, where you come from?
Yeah. Con. It was another time. It was an Edomite that was in the audience. He had on a army fatigue uniform, and this was back. This was like back in this is a true story. This is back in, I would probably say 91, 92. I was in the audience on 47th Street, and you had a Edomite that had on a fatigue, fatigue, tough guy. So he was in Shaw's face. I'll kick your ass and got this, that I'll bust your ass, and this and that. You know how we Israelites, we stand control. That's Esau's normal thing. You know how they, try to get to us.
Right.
So long story in short, so the Edomite left, Satan, you left. So brothers like, keep an eye on that dude right there. He may, just keep an eye on, because he was irate. So we looked, and the guy was parked not too far from the camp, up the street. So brother seen him get in his car. And this dude went around, and where the camp was situated, you had to go down and then come back up, how Broadway is situated. So the way that it was situated, brothers actually saw him get in the car and swing back around, and you can see he floored. He pointed his car. Can't make this up. You could tell he floored it because he jerked a little bit. That's how close he was to the camp. And he floored it. And the car was coming straight from the camp. The car got, I can't make this shit up. The car probably got about maybe, I would say maybe, I'll give or take maybe 25 feet from the camp. And the damn car just flipped. Pow. Boom.
This is crazy.
Yeah, that's wild right there, bro.
All the brothers that was coming by, nothing. But that particular car,
yeah,
floored. You can tell he floored because the car went coming straight to the camp.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Hey, all praises.
Got another one. We was on Jamaica Avenue. One time. And for some particular reason, you had Aria, Elder Aria, and you had a couple of brothers come and they were speaking because they had heard that we was getting a lot of problems from the Muslims out there. And this was on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So you had a couple of brothers that already lived out in Queens. So they came out there and they was like, helping us battle with the Muslims out there.
Right.
And so Aria, all of a sudden Aria started speaking. And if anybody know how Aria speaks, he speaks like no other brother I've ever seen speak before. I kid you not, this is a true story. When Aria got up there and spoke, it was like about maybe 5 or 6 Muslims with white sheets on. They was up there just going at us. We was handling our business.
Mm-hmm.
So when Aria got up there and spoke, there was a silence that came. We couldn't hear the buses. We couldn't hear people walking by. There was a silence. I seen 6 brothers in the camp go like this to their ears at one time, including myself.
So everybody, because everybody had the same sensation, right?
It was a silence in the camp when that man went up there and spoke for like about 3 seconds. And I forgot what scripture he read, but he just said, bah, 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 silence, pow. And we was like, oh shit, we couldn't hear nothing. Bus right behind us. We couldn't even hear the bus. And then all of a sudden, the silence just went away. And all of a sudden we started hearing noise again.
Everything came back.
We was like, what the hell was that all about?
Right.
Everything went quiet.
It's almost like, you know how when you're watching a movie and it feel like everything go away except for just the TV is there.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right. And that just wasn't no, okay, well, there was a sonic boom. No, brother. No, that man got up there and spoke for about 3 seconds. One, just silent. Pop. We looked around, we couldn't hear the bus no more. People walking by, even the Muslims, they stopped talking, period. 3 seconds was up, all of a sudden we started hearing again. We looked at each other like, what the hell is that all about?
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We got things, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We got 2 things we're going to show, put on the screen real quick. And then we're going to come right back because we got more questions. We had an hour and a half in, so we're not going to be too much longer. We probably going to have to do a part 2. You know how we do. If it's getting too good, we do a part 2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So, hey, check this out, man. Definitely make sure, you know what I'm saying, if you can, Baba Cashapp, help us out. Donate to the congregation, all right? You can donate to the congregation at Anointed House of Saints. We don't have the super chat going on right now. So the only way we can receive donations is by Cashapp right now. But check this out, right? We got to give a big shout out to the brother Brian Christian Greer. If you still watching, man, we appreciate you, brother, for your generous donation from SOT, man. Much love to you, King. We definitely appreciate it. All right, I checked the email trying to get the pictures back and forth, and I seen that the brother Brian Christian Gear, he donated, man. We appreciate that, man. Much love, King. All right. Also, because we got the elder on, all right, the Marshall Yahawah, they're gonna have their 18th Hebrew Summit in Houston. All right. So he sent this to me. They're gonna be in Houston, Texas. All right. Let's see. Friday. So it's gonna start Friday, February the 3rd. They normally start with a unity camp. All right. And it's gonna go all the way to Sunday. So make sure, you know what I'm saying, if you're in the area, if you can get there, you know what I'm saying, make sure you support the Marshall Yahawah. and in their endeavors to unify the nation of Israel, man. We gotta shout that out, because unity should be the goal, man. So with that, let's go ahead and get back into it. All right. So the next question that was asked. Let's see real quick. The next question, what we got? Salakia. Khan. The next question we got, you know what we're gonna do, y'all? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Can't do it for you. Y'all gotta wait till part 2 for this, because it's too many questions. Y'all gotta wait till part 2. Y'all gotta wait till part 2. But I will give y'all one thing. All right. So the Adawan, he blessed us with a couple of things. We're gonna let him go down memory lane a little bit, and we'll wrap it up with this. All right. So we'll wrap it up with this. So let's do this right here. Boom. All right. So he got us some old pictures from One West, and you can tell me when to. Yeah, you can tell me when to go to the next pictures. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna start with this one, because the rest will be One West pictures. We'll start with
pictures, man.
This another celebrity that you got to meet, Big Daddy Kane.
Come.
All right, y'all young whippersnappers don't know nothing about Big Daddy Kane, okay?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. That was at another that was actually at another Black Book Festival, man. Big Daddy Kane was there, and him and I had a long conversation. I said, "Damn, you're a long way from home, man." And the same thing with him, man. He bought about 8 of my books, man. And he didn't know. He asked me. He said, "Yo," he said, "you affiliated with them brothers that be up in Brooklyn by the Albee Square Mall." And I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "We've been there for years, man." And this thing said, "Yeah, man." So I never stopped and listened to y'all brothers, because y'all used to be yelling so much. And so I said, "Okay." I said, "All right." And so actually him and we chopped it up for at least about 35, 40 minutes, man. And he's another brother, man. I was going through the book, and he bought like 8 copies of the books, man. And he was like, "Damn," he said, "I always knew, that we was more than Africans." That's exactly what he said.
All praises. So let's go to this one right here. We'll start back from the beginning. Here we go.
Yeah, that was actually my first Passover in 1989, man. And the place that they had the Passover, it wasn't too many of us. And actually it was so small, they had it like in this place called the Lennox Lounge. And the brother that's over to the left of me, his name is Shamshawan. Good brother, man. He was part of SOT, and he was one of the top security men, during that time, of that time, man. Good brother too, man. I missed that brother too, man. That was back in 1989. You can see that big my head then got a little bit bigger, and you see how big that damn turban was on my head. It probably like a stocking cap on my head now, man. My head then got a little bigger.
Yeah, see, and a lot of things that I'm picking up that was that he's saying, this is the head of security. He's one of the top security guys. There's gonna be another guy or another group in these pictures that I just want y'all to hear, what they got going on. But keep going.
Damn. Hey, look, these gentlemen right here, man. These were the part of the original members of the SOT family, and all these brothers were sowers, except for the brother that's in the middle, named Shabar. He was one of the brothers that was in the 34th Street camp, what back then was known now as General Yahawah, but back then it was Captain Yahawah back then. But he was one of the original guys that was back in Yahawah's camp. But the other 4 brothers that's in front of him, they were part of SOT, and they was part of the sewing team. But
you see that?
Yeah.
Sewing departments. Hey man. Brothers
weren't
too tough to sew, man.
Oh yeah.
All pray. This brother, man, hold on. Let me take this. Let me see if I can't take this banner off so we can see more of this brother's face. You know what I'm saying? I'll just take the whole thing off. Salaki, 1 second. Boom. There we go.
Yeah, again, that was the brother, good brother Imos, and that was brother Benyamin. Both of them good brothers, man. We used to go out 5 days a week. Again, original members of SOT right there. Good brothers, man. Good brothers. Many are called, like in the book of Matthew 22. Many are called, but few are chosen, man.
Right.
The Most High then had me see a lot of brothers, come and go, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy about this picture right here. The brother that's on the far right, on the far left, his name is Atazaban. And that was actually the brother. This is a Passover, and that was actually the brother in 1989 when I was downtown Brooklyn with my cousin Hashar. That was actually the brother that actually drew me in, man. He was cutting the hell out of me, man. And that brother's cutting the hell out of me. He's about raw. You think I speak raw, brother? I'm PG compared to that brother. I'm PG compared to that brother. And the brother that's in the middle is the late Ariala. His son Kazakia has a camp in not in West Virginia, in Virginia Beach, and down in Houston, and down in Dallas. Ariala was the first brother in One West that actually branched off to California back in 91, 92 and started teaching. This is when he came back. But he had branched off in like 91, 92. And I remember the day he left the Brooklyn camp, because he was in charge of us in Brooklyn. And he left to go to California to teach, man. And nobody could understand that back then. Nobody could understand that back then, why he did it. But he was one of the first brothers to go out there and teach from One West. He was the first one to leave the state, period, back then, and teach.
Con. And hey, man, shout out to the brother Malak Yahawah. Very generous donation the brother just gave, man. We appreciate it.
All praises.
How about Shemi Awashah Barakatah the water?
All praises. All praises.
All praise to the Most High.
The brother that's on the left, his name is Thumbya. Another brother, may his soul sleep in peace, man. That was at the Passover, my first Passover in '89. Good brother, man. Good brother. That was actually Yashawan's brother, the brother that was in charge of our camp later on. Yashawan, that was actually his older brother, Thumbya. And of course, me on the side, man, looking crazy, man. The brother in the middle, another picture, from Passover '89. The brother in the middle name is Tazapawan. He was actually a general when the split came in '95. He was Comforter's main man during when they went over and they split. He was Comfy's main man about a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, or however long. But he was one of the brothers that actually got indicted. And me and him were good friends. We lived in the same, matter of fact, we lived next door to each other in Shai's building. And he was one of the brothers who got indicted with Comfy for the tax invasion. I think to Zapawan, he's out. I think he did like 3 years or something, but we all know the story with Comfy, how that ended up for him. But Tazapawan was always a good brother, man, sharp in the scriptures. He was in Tahar's camp on 125th Street way back, like when I came in. It was Tazapawan, Elder Benyamin. You had Bishop Nate. You had another brother by the name of Karamiah that was in that camp back then, which today he's known as Killer Priest.
Right.
And there you have Bishop Nate right there in the middle. And you got another brother by the name of Tazadak, not Comfy, but this is a different Tazadak that's on the right. And let me say this too. The names that the brothers had back then, Nate, his name was Nathanya Alaga. And he was the only brother that had, matter of fact, it was another brother that had that name, which is an elder today. He lives in Ohio. I was the only brother. It was very few of us back then. So I was the only brother with the name of Zaaqan back then. You only had, two brothers by the name of Judah. You had maybe a couple brothers that went by the name of Gad. That's what small family we was back then. I didn't hear, nobody had that name Zaaqan or, Judah, a couple brothers, one by the name of Yahawah, but it was very few brothers, man. Nobody definitely had the name, Nathanya Alagai, and now which is known as, Bishop Nate. Good brother back then. Good brother back then, man. Good brother. sharp, and the scriptures always was neat, very professional. The brother always kept himself upright, all the time, man. Very neat, very professional. And he used to come over my house around the corner all the time, man. Matter of fact, him and Karamaya, they was all into Haas Camp on 125th Street. I remember Karamaya, which was in Haas Camp too. That's Killer Priest from Wu-Tang. I remember they used to come on my house all the time around the corner on 130th in Yahawah's building. I showed Nate how to fry chicken one night, man. I showed him and Karamaya how to fry chicken one night. And we used to sit and we used to talk all the time, but those some good brothers, man. Those some good brothers, man. Nate's still, he's still, he's got to come around and, from what he's doing, and we got to unify instead of just, separating ourselves. There's Tahar on the right-hand side. Tahar beard was black back then.
Yeah, man, that's right.
I took this picture of these brothers right here, man. That garment he got on is fire, man. And to the left of him, you got the brother Shia Allah, the brother that was on the Montel Williams show. He wore that garment for the first time on the Montel Williams show. And then he came to the Passover this year and had wore that garment. And it's funny because he lived in our building too, downstairs in the Shia's building. And I remember the day that he had, I remember the day that he had did the Montel Williams show. I remember I was coming down the stairs and I was going to the Wall Street camp. It was on a Monday. And I said, where you going, brother? I said, where you going, man? I said, you going to camp? I said, you coming out to camp on Wall Street? He said, nah, brother, I got some business to take care of. So I said, man, what kind of business you got to take care of? He said, just wrap my turban, brother. He said, I got some business to take care of. So he came back to the school. That evening and had on this garment. Then that's when he told me he was just on the Montel Williams show. And that's a classic to this day. That's a classic.
Facts. Hey, and it was Soldier Yahawah who sent the donation, so we appreciate you, King. It was 2 Yahawah up here, you know what I'm saying? And we appreciate you.
Hey, we love both of y'all brothers, man.
Yeah, we love both of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Hey, here go another one.
Here it
this
is.
is sewing department too, right?
Oh yeah, you got to stop it. You got to stop the presses on this one right here. This is a story behind this.
That's right.
This is part of the sewing team also from the original members of Sons of Thunder. The brother that's in the middle with the red headband, the one that got his arm up, that's in the middle smiling. We used to go out on Wednesdays. To camp, and this brother couldn't tie a turban. Everybody in the camp knew how to tie a turban except for him. And that's one of the reasons why Nate always tell his congregation you can't wear turbans, because Bishop Nate, by the way, he never could tie a turban. So he never could tie a turban. That's the reason why nobody in his congregation knows, or he never taught to tie a turban. So this young man right here, he used to go out with us on Wednesday. His name is Einash. And he couldn't tie a turban, so he used to come to camp with just his braids. So if anybody know me, I'm a character guy. I'm a funny character guy. So I used to tease him all the time. And I say, you got to, put something on your head, man. That don't look right. You come to camp with some old braids, they nappy and, they're out of place. You look crazy, man. Come on, man. And so he used to get so mad at me. So next Wednesday when we came out, he went around the corner and bought he went around the corner to the Chinese spot and bought a paisley scarf. And he put it on. And I said, damn, that look even worse. What the hell's wrong with you, man? Kept teasing him. Man, that look even worse. I put my head back, put my hand on my stomach, and started laughing at the brother. Brother's getting mad. So next Wednesday when we came out, the brother went around the corner, bought another scarf. It was all black this time. So he tied the scarf around his head. It was all black scarf. He tied it around his head like a pirate. And I said, well, that's better. At least it's all black. I said, so now you got to, rip a hole in it. So he took a knife and jammed it in the middle and ripped a hole in it, for the spirit, to leave. So when we got back to our spot in Brooklyn that night, he started putting studs in the scarf. And I was over there looking at him. And I said, what you doing, man? What you doing? He said, well, if I got to go out to camp with a scarf, he said, I'm going to put studs in it to try to jazz it up a little bit. So I said, okay. What? And so by the time he finished this, y'all know what's coming. So by the time he finished the scarf with the studs in it, then you had Joshua, our camp leader. he said, let me see that scarf. So Yahawah put it on, and he said, damn, Ak, he said, if I buy a scarf, could you make one of these for me?
Mm-hmm.
So then he said, yeah. He said, yeah. So then Yahawah bought a scarf that week, and he didn't wait for camp.
Mm-hmm.
So he studded the scarf up. So the next week that we came out, he started putting shields, where the holes at. And that's how the scarves was born, man. So then the brother was getting so nasty with the scarves that Marshall and all of them elders that was up at One West started special ordering the scarves. So now you got brothers wearing the scarves 30 something years later, don't even know how the scarves even started.
Right.
I ain't gonna take credit for it, but damn, I teased the damn brother enough. He went around the damn corner.
That's cold. Until he got it right.
Right, till he got it right. Till he got it right, man. Right. And that's how the scarves was born, man. So now you got, brothers in ISUPK wearing the scarves, and stuff like Lahab. That was one of the scarves that AnointedHOS made. The scarves that Barak got on, that was one of the scarves that AnointedHOS made. So that's where it started from, man. Our Wednesday camps, me teasing the brother, man.
That's right.
That's crazy. That's
crazy.
Man. That's history right here, man.
Right. Khan, the brother on the left, that's Tazaban's brother, Arakai. The brother that's in the middle, that's another scarf right there, that was made by AnointedHOS. Brother, his name is Ra'aim, as a matter of fact, and good brothers, man. Good brothers. I was doing the Passover.
Con.
Again, brother Ariella, Kazaki is dead. That was my first Passover, man. I look crazy as hell, man. I look like damn Elvis Presley with them damn sideburns. And that's me, man. I think I was like about 19, 20 years old. I don't even think I was 20. I think I was 19. The brother on the left, that's the brother Yahawah, man. I read for that brother for 5 years, man. That was a powerful brother, man. Probably besides Kazak and Yeshaya, I will put him right there with him, man. I look at that brother videos today, man, and still get chills, man, the way that brother spoke, and we all learned something from him, just that rhythmatic way of the way he spoke, just a rhythm, the way he spoke, man. He taught all the brothers in the SOT, really how to speak, especially the ones that are still around today, Elder Barak, Ben, myself, we all took, something from him in his speaking. And I've never witnessed anything like it before in my life, man. He was another one, crowd stopper. I've seen, man, hundreds of people come around while that brother speak. The brother on the left, that's one of the elders as well, Yeshaya. That was the brother, history brother, that I lived in this building. Man, that man had a way of teaching history, man. He was another brother that brought out them icon books that was never heard of back then, man. Teaching us about, the kings and the queens in England. We've never heard of stuff like that, especially back in 1989. Nah. The brother that's in the middle with the all black, that was another elder, Elder Lahab. Powerful brother, spoke like a lion, man. And these are the brothers, that we learned from, man. And, like I said, good brothers. Most I had the spirit on these brothers during that time, man. And, we all go through things like a family, just like anybody else. Some brothers stayed, some brothers left. When the Most I had the spirit, on these brothers right here, they was on point, man. They was on point until Satan entered, 95. Brothers got a little, they mishandled certain funds, misappropriated certain funds. And they just couldn't get it together. And that was the beginning, of the end of One West right there. 95, they argued amongst each other instead of them coming together, and just, rectifying things and coming together, rectifying, them brothers, they just, went their separate ways. Y'all gonna stay with us, y'all gonna go over here. And that's when it was two schools. That's when the two schools separated back in 95. And that's the great Elder Marshall right there on the left. That's the great Elder Marshall right there on the left. That man was a father figure to everybody. Kind, patient, temperamental. That man never raised his voice above a whisper, man. Full of wisdom and knowledge, man. That man was like everybody's dad during that time, man. Slow to speak, cut the hell out of you, if you got out of line. But the man was patient. I've never seen a man so patient in my life, man. That was a great dude back then. And he rode with Abba Bivens, you know, in the 60s and the 70s. And he used to tell us, Marsha used to tell stories about Malcolm X, how he used to go right before Malcolm X and used to listen to Malcolm X speak, man. That was great back then, man. I look like a man. I look like I just came out of elementary school in that picture.
Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, man, that's a lot of great history. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I said, we're probably gonna have to do a part 2 to this because we
anytime.
One of the things that we didn't get into, was the history of the split. And you kind of went into that a little bit. You know, brothers, you know, never really knew what came of that, or
right,
why certain things happen. And you know, that's always good to know. You know what I'm saying?
Do you wanna and you wanna know something that's crazy?
What's up,
is that split, during that split, now there's a box. You got the Dunya Allahs down at the House of David. That's when that crew started rolling around. Dunya Allah, Maharakar, them brothers, they was in One West, I would probably say 93, around that time, 92, 93, you know, but they were very young back then. When the split happened, we all went to the House of David, and that's where the House of David was born at. And we definitely got to say that one for a part 2 right there, because that's a whole 2 hours right there, bro.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Nah, that's cold.
And I'm happy you said that, Judah, because I was gonna say, you know, I saw that video the other day where you know, Priest Alazar, Elder, I'm having a brain fart. Elder Zaaqan, and all of them was up at HODC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that did me good, man. I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, Esau finished.
Con.
So
that's right. That's right. Hey man, so we definitely gonna schedule that part 2. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna turn this into a segment. You know, we got street talks. You know, yeah. We got street talks as a segment. Milk Monday, Thursday Night Live, Wild Out Wednesday, Sabbath Morning Brew, camp videos. I think sitting down with elders needs to be another thing that we do.
Hey,
just let me know. Let me know. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, part 2 is a lot more interesting than part 1. Believe it or not.
See?
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
There you go, man. There you go, Brian Christian Greer. Hey, if you didn't hear me the first time, man, we appreciate your donation, brother.
Hey, listen, if you want to get one more question, that's fine, man. Just one more.
Okay, one more. I'm gonna pick one. Don't get mad at me if I miss your question. Okay, I'm going back to the top. All right. So, Eliel and the brother Tabernacle had asked about the angels. Okay, boom. Here we go. I'm there. So,
Angel actually came into the school one time. Big brother came into the school, sat right in the front of the class. Now General Yahawah, he was a captain back then. Captain Yahawah, Yahawah, and I think not too sure. I think it was Lahab's class. Brother came right in front, sat right in front of all of them. Big brother, face smooth like a baby, but he had a big damn body. So it was the biggest brother they ever seen in their damn life. Brother got up, didn't say nothing, got up, walked out of the room. Next thing you know, Yahawah said, go give him a flyer. Yahawah ran after him, tried to give him a flyer. No sooner he got to the door, they said a bright light. Boof! And they was like, what the hell is that? So Yahawah went downstairs and tried to look for the brother. And the way that One West was set up, 125th Street was long as hell. Is no way that brother could have walked up that damn block that damn fast, because it took you about a minute or two just to get past all the damn stores, okay, before you got to Adam Clayton Powell. There's no way. It's impossible. He could have ran, and we could have still seen him running.
Yeah.
And to the left, you had a Chinese restaurant, and you had a corner store bodega. It was still no way he could have left that fast without him being noticed walking. The flashlight to this day, they don't know what the hell was that.
Oh man,
brother disappeared on him, boy.
So Kadar Haran asked the question, but hey, forgive me, brother. We gonna save that question for part 2. We gonna go with Yahawah's question because it kind of land me back into what we've been talking about. And then because I know he's gonna have a lot of history on the minstrel souls, so we're gonna do that in part 2.
Yeah.
The last question is gonna be from Soldier Yahawah. He said, "Have you ever seen celebrities secretly come into the truth and support under the table?"
Wu-Tang. They back in, I would probably say maybe 94, 94, 95, right before the split. Those brothers came in, all of them. They was at the 94, 95 Passover, and they came in and they actually supported monetarily as well too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's crazy.
And Wu-Tang was cold too back in the day. They was dropping knowledge on the tracks and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey man, I know I speak for all of us, you know what I'm saying, when we say, you know, we appreciate you coming on. Always making yourself available. Yeah, always make yourself available. We definitely appreciate it. Hey man, part 2 may be subscriber only. If you're not subscribed, you're not going to be able to ask no questions because we're not going to see it. I might turn the subscriber only comment joint on.
Oh, part 2 is even more. It's even more in depth. Certain things, even more so than part 1.
Yeah, so you definitely make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and turn the notifications on all so you can get all the notifications. Hey, before we get out of here, right? Do you have any parting words first and foremost?
Hey, listen, all praise to the Most High and bless you, brothers, man. Bless you, brothers, man, for y'all doing what y'all do, man. Y'all brothers are learning the right way, man. You're not, jumping here and there. And you brothers always have a great deal of respect. I don't have nothing bad to say about either one of y'all brothers, man. May the Most High bless both of y'all, your families, your loved ones. And I got a great deal of respect for the both of y'all. I'm enamored by both of y'all, man. So all praises and thank you for even taking the time to invite me on your show. Thank you. Water.
Oh no, all praise to the Most High. We appreciate it. And we got tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we have a video coming out real quick. I'm not gonna show y'all part of the video. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna show y'all the thumbnail. That's all I'm gonna give y'all. All right, that's it. That's all I'm gonna give y'all tomorrow, right? So let me get it real quick. It's about to come up, Salakia, right? Because look, we need y'all support on these videos, man. We need y'all support on these videos. So I'm about to share my screen real fast. It's gonna be interesting. It's an interesting conversation, man. All right, hey, the name of the video is I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take your 20 and get a crack rock.
Hey, he told you that?
No lie.
That man kept it too real with you.
Yeah, man. So, hey, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? 6:30 is gonna go live on this channel. You know what I mean? And we appreciate everybody for tuning in. We appreciate the generous donations that we receive. And be tuned in for part 2, man. So with that, we are the Anointed House of Saints with the elder on the scene. All right, Yahawah Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahawah Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
And Shalom.
All right. Just one more fact. When I came into the camp in 91, when I came to the camp in 89, 91, 92, I used to always say when brothers used to be speaking, I used to be so caught up in brothers speaking, I was the sign man. So anytime brother would speak, I used to, put up the signs.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to always be in the back. I used to always tell brothers real loud, bring that out. Bring that out, man. 91. This is 1991, 92. Bring that out, man. Yeah, that's right. Bring that out, man. Bring that out. So Yahshawah's brother Thumyard said, man, stop saying that, man. You sound like you in church some damn where, man. Stop saying that bring it out shit. Stop saying bring it out shit. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't know how that made that little slogan right there. I don't know how that made its way up until today. Bring it out. Don't know.
Hey.
Don't know.
That's crazy. So we got the history of where
Bring
the red
it out
from, and where Bring It Out came from, and where camp names came from.
Facts.
That's crazy.
Done.
Hey, that's wild. I can't wait for part 2, man. Hey, man.
It's gonna be. Please, that part 1 was nothing.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Right.
Hey, that's beautiful, man. So, hey, there you go, man. So we done on the House of Saints with the elder, man. We appreciate it. All right, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Yahawah Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yahawah Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Shalom.
Shalom, kings. Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus.
Khan, that was fire. That was fire.